Howdy, everybody. It's your pal Misty. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. It is time for your Monday night live stream. This is the last Monday of September, and this month has gone by so fast. And then I was talking with the girls, and I realized that just due to different things, I haven't actually worked a full work week in a month. Between the holiday, taking off to take my certification, going on the vacation to see Deanna, I, I feel like I'm going to have such a productive week. I am very excited. I I feel weird for being excited that I'm going to get to work 5 whole days this week, but I mean, I took 2 breaks and a lunch today, like away from my computer. I didn't even eat in this room. That's big for me. I I normally meal prep, but I still eat here in this room, and I ate in my kitchen, dining room, living room, island area. I don't know what you want to call it. Anyway, so happy Monday. Welcome to the end of the month. Next Monday's live stream will be the first Monday of the month. So we will be doing non-scale victories. So be thinking about that over the course of the next week. For those of you who are here or who will catch the replay, that will be the topic of discussion for next Monday is our non-scale victories. And I have several, so I'm excited to talk about them again. Let's check in with the chat. Hello, Deanna. Thank you for being here. Your dog sitting. Make that money. Walk them dogs. Get them steps. Mary's here. Hey, Mary. Mama's here. Hi, Mama. Thank you all for being here this Monday evening. It has finally decided that the weather should be really, really bad outside. I kept the window open just because, I don't know, we may not make it an hour tonight if the weather starts to get too bad. I try not to be like online. I may be on my phone or something, but anyway, we'll see. And plus, if it starts storming real bad, if it gets too windy, the one complaint probably that I have about this apartment is that it'll just lose either power, which causes the internet to go out, or the internet will go out. So either way, if we get to stay live, we'll stay live. If I'm just suddenly gone, I'm okay. We're just finally getting rain here. So we're excited about that. Mary, did y'all get rain down there? Is it coming this way? I think that's what's happening. It's not sprinkling yet, but it is dark like it's 8:30 dark. And it is not 8:30. Hey Kirsten, thanks for being here. Yeah, weather. I mean, it's good. It looks like it's actually going to rain, but it's really dark and this apartment is really bad about losing either power or internet. So we'll see. I lost internet. I was all gloating. I'm like, I am ready to relax for the weekend. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to do nothing. And then poop, no internet. Oh, dang it. I can't. My idea of doing nothing is watching shows on Disney Plus. I'm still kind of addicted to the Alaska shows. There's a whole bunch of, there's a slew of them out there. There's just a bunch of them shows, and they just as boring as they can be, and I love it. My brain just turns smooth off for like a couple of hours. So we'll see how this goes. But thank you all for being here. Oh, so it did storm. So yeah, I think it's gonna come up north a little bit. Oh, it's gonna rain down there again soon. We'll see. It looks like it's going to rain. And that's very exciting for us because we definitely need rain. So I'm whooped. I don't know what happened. I was telling my Discord, like I started out the day real strong, real excited, and I quit working, and I feel like it was when I went outside. I feel like it's 8:30, and it's not because it's dark 30 outside. I'm gonna stop looking outside, Misty. Now I just want to stare. This is why y'all did not know this. This is where I also sit when I work during the day. Actually, I sit over here. You can't see, but I sit over here. I have 2 computers set up side by side, so my workstation is right there. I have to close the window during the day because I am that person who will just be looking outside at the same tree. It's a cool tree, to be fair. The tree is, oh, it's raining. It's definitely raining. I hear it. I can't really see it yet, but it is definitely raining. Woohoo! it's raining. We may get some stuff to be green again. Everything here is brown. It's real sad. And it's not like the cool brown of fall. It's the brown of it's dead because it's been too hot. Uh, sorry, I'm trying to. I'm treating myself to coconut pineapple sparkling ice water. I've been drinking water to like rehydrate myself. I posted, if you haven't seen it yet, by the way, my video for day one of my adventures with Deanna is on my channel, and her video of our day one adventures is on her channel. It's fun because some of them overlap into each of the videos. So it's kind of, I thought it was really fun to be able to watch both of them. So, oh no, I started talking about our videos and I don't know what I'm talking about. I just got so tired when I went outside. I went outside so the dogs and I could sit out there and then come inside and feed them. And I was like, well, I'm tired, like it's time to go to bed, but it's not. We were talking about that it's fall. Oh my, we're only 6 minutes in and I've already lost my train of thought. This is going to be a fun one. I was talking about my adventures. I don't know. Anyway, it was a fun adventure. And the videos are up if you want to go watch them. I don't think that's what I was talking about, but do that anyway because it is fun. Oh, my lip. Right. I was talking about my lip. That's exactly what I was talking about. Yeah. So anyway, my day one adventure is out. My mom was like, what happened to your lip? I was like, oh, I guess y'all couldn't really see it last week. When I tell you that it is hard for me to travel other places after living here for so long, I get dried out like a wrung sponge. Like, just wring me out dry whenever I go to places with like less than 50% humidity, which feels like most of the rest of the world. So I was using nose spray when I was there. I got some Carmex while I was there. I was putting it on my lips all the time. You can ask Deanna. I was constantly putting on Carmex. I was constantly using nose spray. I still had a nosebleed. Only one. Thank goodness. This time I only had one nosebleed. But yeah, my lips were so dry. It just ended up splitting smooth open. And then couple of things that I've learned. We're going to get to the topic of this evening too about working through injury. This is not the injury in question, just for those of you wondering. How Misty split her lip is not the injury. It's just a fun story. But what I have learned over the course of the week is somehow every single time, no matter every time I take my shirt on or off, it hits my lip every time. How is that? Why? What the heck? It hurts too because I mean it's a big open sore now on the edge of my lip. Y'all know. I'm sure some of you get. I don't know if you call them ulcers, blisters, whatever. They hurt. Mine's just from my lips being so dry. No matter how much water I drank, no matter how many electrolytes I drank, no matter how much Carmex I put on my lip, no matter how much nose spray, saline I kept putting in my nose to keep my nose dry. I mean, moist. I know people hate that word. Sorry, but nope. Had a nosebleed. My lip cracked open. Same exact thing that happened in Glenrose this year. Oh, but I did not lose my voice. Lucky for me. Coach did that for me. Which I had not thought about until actually right now, but that is super funny. Sometimes Kirsten and I are so in sync. It's a little comical actually. So this week I got so dried out that I had a nosebleed, cracked my lip open. But when we got to the weekend, Coach couldn't talk, and I'm like, "Oh, I'll do it. I'll talk. I'll talk as much as I can for you." Because she had originally asked me. We open all of our workouts with verse of the day from the Bible, but we use the Bible app. So I already knew what the verse of the day was because they've been doing the Beatitudes this week. They're good ones. Anyway, so she wanted the word to be read clearly and her voice was kind of messed up. I was like, yeah, I'll help however I can. Well, that ended up being super tricky because I'm still modifying. So I was coach would just start doing the exercise and I'd call out what exercise we were doing, except for like a third of them I couldn't do that exercise. So like people like Mary, the way our Zoom sessions work is you can either view everybody like in a gallery setting if you're familiar with Zoom. So you can kind of be in a gallery setting so you see everybody that you're working out with, and that's what I do. But like Mary's on her tablet, and so for her it's just whoever's talking. So I'm sitting there saying what Kirsten's doing, but doing what I'm doing. And Mary's going, "What are we doing? Are we doing lunges or leans? Y'all are doing lunges, I'm doing leans. I can't do it and talk about it." And it was super fun though. And it totally, in a weird way, worked. And then Lisa's like, "Did y'all match on purpose?" Nope, we did not. It just I'm not quite as funny as you are, coach, at least not while we're working out, but I did try to fit in a few KQ tips as we went. Yeah, I did. I talked for you. You led the workout. I talked. I know you appreciate it. It was fun actually because I knew what you were doing and could call out what you were doing. Not always did I get the words in the right order, but I was still able to do it. So yeah, that was actually a super fun workout this Saturday. And then this coming up Saturday, she's going to be out of town. Enjoy your trip. But we're doing an hour. So it's my first official Fit Squad workout where I'm leading as a certified personal trainer, which I think is fun. And it's going to be my first hour long programming, which it's not a full hour because we chat a little up front. You have a warm up, a cool down, and then I'll do the stretching challenge for the month to end it off. But yeah, I'm excited about that to try to program for an hour. So we'll see how that goes. Fitness, hurrah. I'm very excited. I like to talk about it all the time. I like to do it as often as possible. And that's how I'm going to segue into what I was originally planning on speaking about tonight. Hey, Tom, thanks for being here. Thanks for having me on y'all's live stream last week. If you have not caught it, I was on the keto show with Tom and Mike last Wednesday. It was a super fun chat. We had y'all are funny. Y'all make me laugh. Tom, Mike, and Lee. Sorry, I'm new to Lee. I apologize. Lee was a great guy. Evidently, he's been pretty successful as well. So it was a fun chat. Of course, I talked about keto because that's the predominant way that I eat, even though I say it's low carb because I eat ingredients that some people don't agree with, but they agree with me. And then, of course, fitness, because I can't talk about this evolution that I've been on without talking about it because it's a huge part of it. So, hey, Lori, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. So, last week, for those of you who were here on the live stream, I was telling you, well, I think you could see how much pain I was in last week. I was in a lot of pain last week because I rode roller coasters. So if you're just catching this live stream or the replay and didn't hear last week, in St. Louis, they have a Six Flags, and I was super excited to ride all the roller coasters, and they were all fun. And then the next to the last one was one that I had already ridden before, and it was getting kind of late, but it was going backwards. So I mean, I felt like I had to because it's not the same ride if the car's going backwards. Anyway, so the way it works is it has this over shoulder harness, and then your backup safety mechanism is a seatbelt that went from behind your shoulder and buckled on top of that bar right where your knee is. Well, right where my knee was. Maybe it's not right where everybody's knee is. I'm not tall, but for as tall as I am, my legs are short. And they often dangle. Mary likes to make fun of me because my feet dangle from the floor. Because I can't touch the floor. My legs are too little. I have a lot of upper body height, not a lot of leg height. I used to always joke whether I'm standing up or sitting down, I'm the same height. That's not exactly true, but it's not exactly false either. Anyway, so I rode it and it takes you from 0 to 60 in like 4 seconds or something silly like that. Just way too fast. And super fun. 110% would do again. but it had this little buckle that it kind of looked like a bat wing, to be honest, because it was not really a half moon, but almost like a V, where on either side you would have to push in and then it would unlock the clasp. Well, that slammed right into my knee. And like I said, it's one of those moments where your adrenaline is pumping and you think, oh, that's going to hurt later. And that's not a good thing. So it was extremely painful. I managed to make it through the rest of the night. We rode one more ride, went home, and we went to the zoo the next day. We did Speed Zoo at St. St. Louis Zoo because we wanted to see a lot. But I was in so much pain once. I told you I had to go to the bathroom. I got sick. That's how much pain I was in. But it is doing much better this week. I thought it was maybe doing better than it was yesterday when I showed the girls, and you can still see just how swollen it is and where the knot is, and the bruise is real pretty now. Like, it's really come out as a nice black and yellow bruise. And now took my brace that I've been wearing off, and then as I was putting it on, I was like, "Yeah, it's not so bad." And they're both like, "Looks like it hurts." I was like, "Oh, I wasn't hiding that as well as I thought I was. All right, that's fair. It does hurt a lot." It's crazy because my brain, y'all know, my brain can be really mean to me. So I have fought all week the fact that yes, it is a bruise, but it is more than just a regular bruise. I have other regular bruises. Actually, can you still see? Yeah, a little bit. I don't even think I showed you. I don't think I showed y'all those last week. Those bruises are from me doing like this, and then the G-force slamming my hand, my arm down into. But these they don't hurt except for like a regular bruise, which is when you hurt it, you're like, oh, I got a bruise there. It's not painful. This knee has been something else. So I I've discussed this before. Have I talked about it online? Probably, but I don't have a little bit gene. I don't have a take it easy gene. If I do, I'm taking it all the way easy. We're doing nothing. I am an all or nothing kind of girl. I'm not a do a little bit. Just work out a little bit. Work out some. I'm not that. That's hard for me. I'm not that person. Oh, Reese is here. Sorry, let me check comments because I just saw the Reese was here. Says, howdy, Misty and the pals. You never catch live streams because you usually have a recurring meeting. Oh, well, I'm happy that meeting didn't happen, and I'm happy to have you here. Hey, Cindy, thanks for joining. I saw your comment. I have not responded yet to comments, but I did see your comment on my channel, Cindy. So I definitely will be talking to you about talking to you. So yeah, thanks again to Tom, Mike, and Lee. I've gotten like a dozen subscribers from y'all giving my channel shout outs, and from your subscribers who watch and are now also subscribers of mine. And I'm sure I will become subscribers of some of them, but I appreciate that very much. I love this community, and any way I can grow it and get to talk to more people about the things I like to talk about, the better for me. Anyway, so back to working through injury. Woo, it is really coming down now. I wonder if y'all can hear that. Probably not on the setting that I have the mic on right now. It's coming down. It's fun. I would show y'all, but all you would be able to see is dark because it's dark 30. Anyway, so I have trouble with, look, I know that I have to take care of myself, and I feel like eating the foods that make me feel the best and doing the workouts that make my mental health right and help me fit inside of this body are the ways to do that. But sometimes I'm reminded there's more to it than that. You have to take care of your whole self. You have to take care of your brain. You have to take care of your body. And then sometimes you're riding a fun roller coaster on an epic adventure with one of your YouTube friends, and a roller coaster just smacks you in the knee when you can barely walk. So I'm real good at So, for those of you who don't know, I have a Discord chat server. Anyone is always free to join. On my regular videos, it's always in the description. I mostly forget about live stream videos to update that. But anyway, I was chatting with them about. So, the knee is feeling a little bit different today. Like it's hurting in a new way. And I was asking if they had suggestions. And in the back of my mind, I was like, they're going to tell me to go to the doctor because that's I believe in doctors. Look, they're just human beings and they're doing the best that they can with the knowledge that they have. But they're still doing the best that they can with the knowledge that they have, and sometimes they can really help you if you're hurt or sick in certain ways. Well, I know what I did. I've done this before in a different way, but I've had a bone bruise and it was this painful. It had a knot. The swelling lasted a while. The bruise took a while. Like, I'm just certain that I know that's what it is, but I still want to take the best care of it. So, of course, good old Mary and Cheryl were right there for me, telling me, like I'd be telling them, you should go to the doctor. I was like, I should have said, let me tell you the steps of things I'm going to do. A, not go to the doctor. 2, talk to my mama just to make sure that that's the right A plan. Maybe talk to Coach in the Discord. See if we're all in alignment. Anyway, so they gave me some suggestions. Actually, Cheryl said maybe try heat instead of ice. And I have to say, that really helped. It's like it's sore now more than painful. And the heat seemed to help that muscle relax. It's like it's really tight, like right before you pull taffy. You know how taffy has a consistency, and then when you pull it, you get it a certain length, and then just kind of I feel like I'm at that taut phase, and I need the muscles to be able to relax. Anyway, so I asked for suggestions, knowing that I wasn't going to go to the doctor. So I'm not saying that not going to the doctor is always the best plan, but again, this is something that I've dealt with before. And so I've been trying to listen to my own advice and take it I'm very distracted by the rain, guys. You just don't understand. It hasn't rained here in forever. Very excited. But yeah, I again, I'm a doctor person these days. Back in the past, I was not a doctor person. I almost died because I did not go to the doctor. That's the truth. So I am a doctor believer now, but in certain situations like this, I know what it is. I kind of know what I need to do, and that's take it easy. And that's what I'm learning to do better. Let me see. I see the chat moving over here. Yeah, send some rain to Colorado. I would if I could, but I want to keep it for just a minute. Okay, Risa? Okay. Oh yeah. I have been focused on form and being really, really careful when I work out so that I do not hurt myself. And then a roller coaster took me out. God's a funny guy. I'll be thinking I'm smart, and then I get reminded I'm still just human, and things can change. Yeah, no, yeah, she's right. You can't have it, Risa. Not yet. We want to keep it for a little bit. Yeah, you know I'm not going to go, but you always put in your 2 cents. I appreciate that. I don't mind you telling me to go, and I do promise that if it gets worse, I will go. It's just right now it is not worse. It is just different bad. If that makes sense. Hey, Gina's here. Hey, Gina. You're always riding an injury out for a good week. Well, and that's another thing that I wanted to be talking about. I know I wish I could play in the rain, but I'm having a live stream right now, and I'm having a good time. So maybe it'll still be raining after. You never know. I'm going to check the dogs out there. No, then they'll be wet, stinky dogs. Whew. But the last time I had a bone bruise, it was on my other knee. I had actually just fallen, was all that I had done. But I fell on like a concrete step and bruised my knee. Well, it had a big knot, extremely painful to move. I was in a full leg brace, ended up having to get a cortisone shot. like it was a bad injury, and I fell. I just fell on my knee at 330 pounds. So now it's been a week. I'm still wearing the brace most of the day. I do take it off from time to time just to, let my leg air out and just to take it off. But I have been sleeping in it. I have been elevating it, icing it, ibuprofen, all that good fun stuff. And it, again, today it's been kind of a different bad, but it's better. It's not any worse, I should say. Um, and that really kind of shows how far I've come too. And my mom had even said that where the last time, or in the past, this would have taken you a long time to get over. And she's absolutely right. And I can tell you the reason why. And even though I know it, it still feels kind of funny for me to say out loud because I know the me that fell at 330 pounds would never believe it. But the reason that I know I'll heal up nicely as long as I, don't push too hard is because I have kept moving. The last time I was in that leg brace and where was I going? I was going nowhere. What was I doing? I was doing nothing. I hurt my knee. You want me to do things? You want me to walk places? I remember I was barely even walking Barnum. He'd get like one loop around the apartment, and that was a nice, slow loop because I was hurt. And at 330 pounds, I didn't want to make it worse. So instead of continuing movement, I went full stop. And so on Sunday, I mean, there were a few times on Sunday. There was once I did have to go full stop. I told Deanna, I was like, oh, I cannot take another step. We must stand right here for like 2 minutes because I literally could not take another step. And that's when I was eyeing the bathrooms. Found them. I thought I could make it all the way to them. I could not. We had to take a rest break before I could get there. And I was like, please don't get sick. Please don't get sick. Because it's one thing if you get sick like that at an amusement park, like that kind of makes sense. But at a zoo, I don't know. Anyway, it didn't happen. I was fine. I made it to the bathroom. Now, should I have done that? Probably not. And if I had just hurt myself, like if I had hurt myself on Saturday locally like that, I probably wouldn't have even walked with the girls on Sunday. I probably would have given it a rest. But on Monday, I did movement with Kirsten in the boot camp. And then Tuesday, I took off because it was a little much. And that's probably me still kind of doing the most. I didn't have a brace yet. So I still think I pushed a little too hard and too far, too fast, all those kind of good things. So I took off on Tuesday in the morning, but I did do some movement with her Tuesday and Thursday afternoon, and then Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So I think I ended up doing, oh my goodness, how many is that? 7 workouts with her last week. So I did 7 workouts. I have a hurt knee, but I did pretty much every progression against the wall. If we did a burpee, I was on a wall. We did a push-up, I was on a wall. Getting up and down, depending on what we were doing, sometimes I just wouldn't get down. And when I did, I was getting down just up and down off my left leg because it's my right knee that's hurt. So I did as much as I could. And that's sort of what made it funny and fun on Saturday was me trying to do one exercise while calling out a different exercise, thereby totally confusing Mary because she couldn't see what Coach was doing. And Lisa's like, watch Coach, listen to Misty. Mary's like, I can't. I can only see Misty because you won't stop talking. That was my job that day, by the way. But yeah, so I've done what I can. Look, I'm not going to lie. It's been, I get frustrated when I can't do the things that I could do yesterday. But I also know that I always tell y'all to show up with what you have that day. Whatever you have. If you have 5 minutes, you have 5 minutes. If you have 20% energy, you have 20% energy. But show up with whatever you have that day. And so that's what I've been doing. And I really think it has helped. I feel better mentally because I'm continuing my daily habits. I'm feeling better physically because I'm still moving my body, the rest of my body. I'm taking it easy on my knee, but it's to be honest, I mean, if a workout normally that I would do is 100%, I've probably been given 30%. But that's what I have today. And on some of the exercises, I can give 100% because it doesn't hurt my knee, whatever we're doing, right? So it's meeting yourself where you're at today and being okay with not being okay all the time. But knowing that even when you're not, you're going to show up for yourself anyway. And that's both physically and mentally, right? Because again, I can be hard on myself. And I do know that I'm not at peak performance, and that does frustrate me. Not going to lie, it frustrates me because you can be better. But why aren't you better? Well, then I have to tell myself, you're not better because you have a big old bruise on your leg. That's just wreaking havoc on that. I mean, it just hit me in the perfect spot. It's one of those things. That's why I said God's a funny guy. I'm constantly reminded where I will push until my body gives out, and then it will say full stop. So this didn't try to tell me full stop, but it did remind me that I'm not going to be 100% every day, and that's totally cool as long as I give 100% of whatever I have that day. And so that's what I've been focused on, and that's what I've been doing, and that's how I've been working through this injury. Even though, I mean, it's only been a week, I have been doing the hour-long workouts, but what am I going to do this weekend for an hour-long workout? I may have to give some exercises and not do those exercises, right? But that's how it is with any exercise. That's one thing that I love about, I mean, y'all know I love the Fit Squad group just because I do. But one thing that I really do like about it is sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm doing a workout and I'm looking at the screen and we're all doing different things. We're all doing the same exercise, but none of us are doing it the same. Coach is doing it the hardest. I'm maybe doing it the next hardest. And then other people are injured or, like Cheryl, love Cheryl. She's, doing physical therapy. Her doctor has her on certain restrictions. So there are certain things she can't do, right? But she does what she can for that exercise. And I love that. I just think it's so empowering to have a bunch of women show up for each other and do whatever they can and give their 100% of what they have that day. So I saw that Alan stopped by. I don't know if you're still here. Now I'm trying to find that comment. Hey, Alan, thanks for stopping by. I know. I always forget about Epsom salt. Also, you want to know what the hardest thing of the week was? Is getting in and out of my tub. Oh my God, my tub is nice. It is deep. I had to sit down on the side and swing my legs over. I couldn't even step. I couldn't bend my leg enough to get into my own tub. It was like a balancing act to get into the own tub. So I have not thought about a bath. I've been real mad every time I've even had to take a shower. I mean, they're necessary, but I haven't been real happy about them being necessary. A bunch of ouches. Yeah, it did hurt. Yeah, deep bruises. Man, I'm like, my brain keeps saying, Misty, all it is a bruise. I realize it is a little bit more than that, and it's going to take a little bit longer because of all the circumstances. But yeah, dang, them deep bruises are deep and hurt. I will say the knot is not as hard anymore. It is more like a tightly aired up ball. Like it's like you can move it, you can squish it, but it's still puffed out. So let's see. Gina says that's a great attitude. Show up and move with the energy you have, no matter the percent. Mama confirms big tub. It would be perfect for a bath. Actually, baths just kind of this is not on topic, but baths just kind of freak me out. Anybody else who's lost a lot of weight, has a lot of skin, whenever I get in a bath, all my skin floats and it is creepy looking. I cannot. I can. It is. I mean, it already makes my body look disproportioned, but luckily in clothes, you can't really tell the difference in how the skin moves versus how anything else in my body moves. But when you're just laying there in the tub and your belly just comes up and it's like an alien baby. No ma'am. Not a fan. Not a fan. Anyway, so bubble bath helps that, but then I also know you're not supposed to take bubble baths too much, as especially as a female. It's not supposedly very good for you. But anyway, so baths don't pop in my brain very often, but Epsom salt may help. Actually, the heat helped today. I think I said that earlier. Cheryl mentioned using heat instead of ice. And I don't know when to use which one, but I will say the heat did feel good. Is it actually going to help? I'm not sure yet because it still feels pretty taut whenever I'm standing up or walking. But it did feel good while I was doing it. So there's that. So will I do it again? Yes, to see. Risa said she never thought of that happening. Yeah, I have an alien baby inside my belly, and it kind of tries to come out whenever I take a bath. It's so creepy looking. It's really just like I'm consciously aware that I have a large amount of excess skin on my body. Like I realize that. I know it's probably somewhere between 15 and 20 pounds of skin throughout my body. But a lot of that is in like my hips and my belly because I was like an apple. I mean, I still am an apple shape, but it was mostly in my stomach and not in my legs, but like in my hips. And so now that's where all the skin is. Like I can just pick up my hips and they disappear because it's skin. It's well proportioned skin, luckily for me. So like I said, looks fine in clothes, or at least to me. I don't really care what anybody thinks about it anyway because I feel amazing. But I never did do it about the way that I looked. I don't care. But I only care in the fact that it is still hard for me to understand sometimes just how much of it really should not be on my body anymore. I don't need all that skin until I'm taking a bath. Yes. Makes you wish you had one of those walk-in bathtubs. That would be nice. Because I felt kind of silly. Because then you have to balance because it's not like it's very wide to sit on, and then you're trying to get your legs over and lean back. It was a whole show. It was a whole show. Y'all don't get to see. Probably don't even try to imagine, but it was its own special kind of workout. I'm no longer an apple. Then what am I? I still feel like most of my weight's in my stomach and in like my upper hip area. Gina says, "Hey Ron, hoping new cars in your future." Oh, that's right, from the flood. I saw that cobbler you just put out like right before I went live too. That blueberry cobbler. I think you said you used blueberries and strawberries. I didn't get to watch it all, but it looked good. I might want to ask Anita from the Ketogenic Woman for an interview. She's the best. I think I know her. I mean, I think I know she's looking for people to interview. I'll think about it. I think I know her. I think I know her channel anyway. I definitely don't know her, and she definitely doesn't know me. Apples aren't curvy. I do have a good girly figure, don't I, Mary? Thanks. I know that's not what you actually said, but I'm going to say that's what you said. Thanks for pointing it out. My mom and I were actually talking about my calves the other day because Deanna had said that I had nice calves. She's not the first person to say that. A lot of people say I have nice calves. And I was like, it's two things. Genetics. And two, these calves carried 330 pounds up and down stairs for 40 years. They're strong. Yeah, I know. That's what you said. It's a cute little girly figure. It's fun. Oh, he bought a new car today, a 2023. Oh, I Wrong comment. 2023 Hyundai Elantra. Nice. I mean, I'm sorry that you had to do it, Ron, but I'm at least happy for you that you were able to get something new and nice. That's always sort of a win. Uh, anyway, I don't know. Oh, we got off into baths because of my knee. Right. Anyway, I saw a comment, something about ice was for, where did that go? I saw something in my peripheral about ice and heat. Oh, cold is for reducing swelling, Risa says. That's what I was doing at first. And it's not as swollen anymore. It's still kind of swollen, but it's not as swollen. It's not as big of a swollen area. The swollen area is getting smaller and more focused. It's really kind of weird though, because the swelling is not exactly where the bruise is. It's like the bruise is below it a little bit. I don't even know if that makes sense. Like if you were to imagine there's a knot on my leg, like the bruise is down here, not up here where the knot is. That didn't make any sense. It's fine, whatever. Oh, you'll be getting it in the morning? 58 miles? I feel like everything is 58 miles away here. I have to say it was kind of like that in St. Louis too, because nothing was real close. I felt like everything was like 20, 30 minutes away. I didn't mind because I loved driving around that city. It was super fun, but I felt like nothing was even super close there. You know what the difference is though? So, now we've just taken a turn. I'll try to circle back around to working through injury, but the key thing on the working through injury is to remind yourself that it's okay to show up at 100% of whatever percentage you're at today. So if you're on 20%, show up with 100% of that 20%. And then hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. But anyway, so side rant. There are some things that I like about Texas that I think just make the most sense. I realize there are also a whole lot of things about Texas that don't make sense to anybody else. So I was riding around with Deanna, and the first thing that struck me on the way to her home, which was really the first place we went, they don't have feeder roads. And so then I realized some of y'all watching may not even know exactly what I'm talking about, but in Texas, along the freeway, you have another little freeway, basically. You have a freeway with stoplights. Along the regular freeway, there's a freeway with stoplights. That's essentially what it is. I mean, when you really get down to it, you'll hear them called service roads too. I call it a feeder road because it feeds the freeway. You can get on and off and exit and turn around real easy. And Deanna's like, yeah, we don't need those. If you need to go the other way, you just exit and then turn around. I'm like, but you have to stop at a stoplight. Like we don't in Texas, there's like a special U-turn lane just for you who needs to turn around so that you don't have to wait at the stoplight. Sometimes you get caught in the traffic coming the other way, so you may have to wait. But for the most part, you just do your little U-turn and then you're going the other direction. You don't have to wait for anything. It's super great, real fun, super easy. Oh yeah, some people do call it frontage roads too. Frontage roads, service road, feeder roads. They're all the same. They're the little freeways next to the freeway. The one with stoplights. I don't know how else to describe it if you've never seen one. But at first I was like, okay, she's not wrong so far. I mean, it's cool. If we needed to turn around, you just exit off the freeway. You got to sit at the lights, but that's okay. Sometimes you hit traffic anyway and you got to, wait. But then she took me to the area closer to where she works, and it was a bigger area. And I was like, am I on a roller coaster ride? Why are we circling around so many? I mean, we were just doing one loop to another loop to another loop to another loop. And then I realized we were just trying to get across the street. I'm like, how you feel about them feeder roads now? Because Deanna's lived in Texas for a little while, so she does know what they are, and she has used them. And she's like, they're not that great a thing. They're not really that useful. But then it became funny to me, probably not to her still. I'm sorry, Deanna, but once I think something is funny, I'm going to keep saying it to myself because I think I'm a laugh riot some days. Most days. Most days I think I'm pretty dang funny. I can guarantee the videos that are going to be coming up over the next few days. I have laughed way more than y'all ever will at those videos. The hiking video that's about to come up, I laughed so hard yesterday I couldn't breathe at myself. It's not that funny. Just spoiler alert. It's not actually that funny, but I think it's that funny. Anyway, so I kept how you feeling about them feeder roads now? Because we kept having to do weird loops and circles, and Mom, you'd hate it because it's basically just a whole bunch of bridges in it. Like, so how do y'all live without feeder roads? I forget that that's not a thing. The last time that I remember that, I was telling her, in fact, was when I was in San Francisco. And it was worse there because not only did you not have feeder roads, not every road went to the freeway. What? What do you mean this road don't go to the freeway? You can see the freeway. We're headed right. We would be on a road. There's the freeway. We'd go underneath it. So that the only thing you can do is take like a left and then another left and then try to see if that road gets on the freeway. 9 times out of 10, it did not. Traveling's tricky, and learning to drive in different places, y'all need feeder roads for the newbies. I feel like it's very newbie friendly to have feeder roads. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why I love it so much. Yeah, you love your clover leaves. I needed Dramamine. They were, maybe if I was driving them, is that what they're called? I had no idea that's what they're called, but that totally makes sense because there's like 4 of them. We kept going and loop and loop and loop and loop and back around to cross the street. Oh, sorry. That wasn't very fun for me. I didn't find that very fun. I found it a little nauseating as a passenger. And that was before we got to roller coasters. I just closed my eyes actually at some point while she was doing that too. I mean, Deanna's a great driver. To be fair, Deanna, you are a great driver. Most people make me nervous when they drive. Deanna only almost caused accidents on my side like 3 times. I have to pick on you just a little bit, Deanna, because that's what I do. Let's just be honest. No, they did have some roundabouts though. Deanna hated the roundabouts. I get the idea of a roundabout if everybody else understands how the roundabout works. Roundabouts are great. It's the fact that most people have not seen one before. I hadn't seen one before. The first time I saw one, I was like, I don't know what this is. I don't know how this works. So I looked it up. Did you know you can like read about how to drive and it gives you the rules? Anyway, whatever. It's fine. So no, I mean, it's not really like a roundabout because it's freeway. So it's, imagine if you're going on this freeway, but you need to be over there. They make you circle to get on another one to circle back to go. It's crazy, Mom. It's crazy. You would hate it, Mom. Don't. Don't go to St. Louis. Go with me. I'll drive you. Go to Deanna. She'll be your she's a great chauffeur. I'm not pimping you out, Deanna. I'm sorry, but you were a wonderful host and a great chauffeur because you didn't scare me. Not even once, even when the accidents are going to be on my side. It stopped raining and the sun's coming out a little bit, which is sad news for me. But, oh yeah, feeder roads, Gina. I mean, they're game changers. Feeder roads. It makes your life so much easier. So there are a lot of things about Texas that are really weird, including me. And it is not just because I love it here, but I think a feeder road is just, I get it. I mean, I'm sure it takes more money to build a feeder road because it's a whole nother road right beside the road that's already there. And I get it. In your brain, you're like, but why do you need a road beside a road? You also have to understand that in Texas, we are huge. We take up so much area. We're bigger than states combined. But we like to fill every inch of that space with a store. And the only way you can get to all them stores on the side of the freeway, which is the prime place to put a store because everybody's on the freeway, is with a feeder road. Ta-da! Marketing. That's really what it is. That's what I think it is. It's really to just help you get to the stores. Although, even in little cities, you'll still sometimes see a feeder road, but it's really more along the major freeways where you see that. Let's see. Deanna says she had to pull over 30-minute dog walking, and you wait to talk about your driving until you're driving. Oh, I'm sorry. You really were a great driver, though, really, but the only really scary one was the red light that she flaked on. I wasn't even going to tell about that one. I didn't know what was. We were just sitting there, and the light was red, and then we were moving, and I'm like, where? So for those of you who may not know me in person, my mouth is not as clean in person, and I was like, "What the hell is happening right now?" I was like, "That light is red." We were halfway through it. I was like, "That light is red," and she's like, "I mean, been there, done that 100 times." I wasn't going to front you out for how exactly you did it, but that was one of the times. Luckily, there actually were no cars coming, but it was a one-way street, and of course, it was one way my direction. So, it's safe because it would have only hit me and we wouldn't have been able to tell the difference. That link shows clover leaves. I don't think it's going to post a link for you, Lori, because I don't know, it's something weird with YouTube. You have feeder roads. The left turn arrow turned green. Maybe we'll go with that. There weren't any of those, but we can definitely say that. I really don't know what we were just talking and chatting, and there was nobody there. And to be fair, like every other stop is a 4-way stop. Like I kind of get it. I had to triple check myself because I was like, this is a stoplight, right? Like it is red, and we're going underneath it. What is happening? And then by the time I said something, I was like, well, it's too late. I mean, we're already under the thing, but we were done by the time I could do it's fine. And really I wasn't scared. I've done that before too. I know I have. I'm sure we all have. Where you just get locked into doing something over and over and over, and then sometimes you miss it. That happens. There might have been a green arrow. There really might have been. I don't know, but I just remember thinking the lot we were sitting at was definitely red. But I was confused because another thing in that city, and I don't know if y'all have this or not, and sometimes I do get it like in downtowns. Like I know downtown Dallas has some places like this too, but it's where we're way off topic, but I'm having fun talking about it. I randomly love talking about weird traffic stuff, I guess. You know how you'll have like a street and then it crosses another street, but not like at an angle, but like an angle like this. So you can see your lot, but there's also a lot like right there. It's just like just off to the, and sometimes I'm like, which of these lots is my lot? They had a lot of those there. And she always knew which lot was her lot. So really that's what I thought was happening at first. I was like, oh crap, this wasn't even our lot this whole time. But there was no other lots. So this time it was ours. But it's dangerous. Like, do y'all know what I'm talking about? Do y'all hate that? Is that scary? I think it's scary. A little bit scary. I love to drive, but some of the stuff is just weird. Lori says she doesn't think we have feeder roads, but we have clover leaves. No, feeder roads and clover leaves are not the same. Feeder roads mean you don't need a clover leaf because you can just do a little U-turn right there. They normally go under the bridges. Sometimes they go over the freeway. It just depends. Like where I grew up in Lancaster, most of the streets go across the freeway. You're constantly passing under bridges. Gina says she's reading something called Frontage Roads. I love y'all so much because y'all just stay here and be like, what in the world is she going to talk about next? And I really wish I could tell you, but I honestly have no idea. Anyway, so we're coming up on the hour mark, and here I thought we might only make it 30 minutes because I didn't have very much to talk about, but that's because I didn't know I was going to be able to talk about traffic fun, I guess. I don't know, guys. Anyway, I get passionate about stuff. I was talking to Deanna about being a rule follower, and Here's the thing. I feel like I need to make this little amendment to it so that y'all really get it. I know, like Mary already understands. My mom already understands. I am a rule follower. I'm also the rule setter. So, like, they're my rules. Like, just because it's a law or it's a publicly held as true thing, that don't mean it's one of my rules. So, but I am a rule follower. I just also make them up. So, I do always have something to talk about. Yesterday, I was talking about my trip because I hadn't seen. Well, Amy still can't walk. I miss Amy. I need to go see her this week, I think. Anyway, so I was walking with Mary and Natasha, but I hadn't seen Natasha in like a month. I've been missing her. So I had messaged her this week and I'm like, "You're gonna get to come on Sunday, right?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Great. I've been missing you. I want to talk to you, hear how all your events have been going," because she's been doing different like volunteer work events with her. She works for a nonprofit. So anyway, so she came and then I was just talking, and then Mary was talking. We're about halfway through our walk, and then we kind of came to a resting point, and I put my hand on Natasha's. I was like, "All right, Natasha, the old ladies are done talking." I was like, "Now it's time for the youngin' to get a turn." She's just like, "Y'all are fine." I mean, they wanted to hear about my stories. I know they did. But we do that to poor Natasha. I love you, Natasha. I don't even know if you'll ever get to watch this. She'd be a busy girl, but me, Mary, and Amy are all very chatty, and so is Natasha. But she just sometimes doesn't get a chance, and she's very kind about it. Natasha takes such good care of me too, because I'll be the Energizer Bunny, they say, but she is the one. She knows that I don't hear very well, and if there's somebody coming up behind us, I'm never gonna know it. I'm never gonna hear them coming. So it's so funny to me. This may not be funny to you as a person if somebody did this to you, but to me, every time I've been thinking about it again today, Mary, it makes me laugh because Mary will do this to me too. You would think you could tell a grown adult woman, Mama, you'll relate to this. Because you would probably do it to me too. You should be able to tell a grown adult woman, like, "Hey, there's somebody behind you, move." But first of all, I'm going to have to hear you say that. I'm going to have to process that you said it. I'm going to have to understand that you're talking about me, and by then I'm going to be run over. Because I'm an adult and I pay all of my own bills, and I have lived by myself successfully for like 20 years. I'll also get run over because I'm not really paying attention. And so they don't even say anything anymore. Maybe they do. I don't actually know. They were literally just grab the back of my shirt. So I'll be walking and then I'll be like, whoop, whoop, whoop. And then somebody will come flying up beside me. Thanks. Thanks for looking out for me so that I don't get myself more injured. She was like, "I had to be easy because of your knee." Yeah, Deanna can tell you I always have something to talk about. I mean, there was a couple of times, Deanna, where I didn't talk. And in those moments, she sadly had to listen to me sing. I'm really tired, but I'm in a real good mood. I am gonna start closing it down for the night. Oh, thanks, Lori. I think I'm hysterical, but that's because I get the joke. We do let her talk eventually, Mary. Once old ladies are done, we let the youngin have a few words. I like being in the middle of the packer. I'm both the old one and the young one, whichever one suits me better that day. So this past week, I have not been up to 100% because of an injury. I have allowed myself to show up where I was at on any given day. Every day since has gotten a little bit better. It's a little bit different right now, but I still plan on joining workout tomorrow. I still plan on joining workout every day. She's doing workout this week. She's going on vacation, so I think no Thursday or Friday, but I will be doing something Thursday and Friday because I need to in order to get my mental health right. and to keep my body in the best physical shape it can be. So that when I do get an injury from a roller coaster slamming into the side of my knee, I keep going. I didn't even consider stopping. But you do have to remember that it's okay to slow down. And it is okay that if yesterday you felt like you were 100% and today you do not, you can still do your very best today. And you can do all of the things today that will make you feel best tomorrow. And that's really the lesson that I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to speak about it, and I'm trying to listen to what I'm speaking about and following my own words of advice. Because it's real good to give words of advice, but I like to talk about the things that I'm actually doing. So I have beaten myself up a couple of times, but it's only been for a few seconds. And then I remember, ow, that's why you can't do that. Hurts. But you got to try a little bit too sometimes, right? So it's a fine balance of pushing to safe limits without, setting yourself back. I mean, some injuries I might not even be able to stand, but I'd still be able to do something. And that's sort of what I've been doing this week. It's been a lot of upper body work. Let's be honest. A lot of the lower body stuff I've had to modify because of my knee. But it's knowing where you're at, being okay with that, and knowing that it's worth taking care of yourself, especially as we get older, because injuries do happen. And the worst thing you can do when you're injured is to stop. It may feel like the best thing to do, but really it's not. So that was what I wanted to share and the message that I had for y'all this evening. There will be, I believe, 2 new videos out this week. My day 2, Deanna, had to be broken into 2 days because I try not to put out videos more than 15 or 20 minutes, and the hike video all by itself was like 15 minutes. It's just a bunch of me talking, but I'm keeping it all because I think it's hysterical. Again, whatever y'all will think, I hope you come and watch it. But I have enjoyed the videos, and then day 3 and 4 will probably come out next week. So there will be some videos on the channel. Again, if you haven't caught the latest one of our day 1 adventures on both mine and Deanna's channel, please do so. If you haven't caught the live stream that I did last week with Mike, Tom, and Lee, please catch that. It was a great chat. It was super fun. It really was. I had such a good time. My cheeks were hurting. I was laughing so much during that live stream. So it's a good time. Thank you to Sharia. Yes, it was a fun live. I agree. I'm such a trooper. I mean, you need to do what you need to do in order to keep going. And being still used to be the thing that I was best at. And now it is the thing that I struggle with the most. I'm not upset about that because I like that I'm able to keep moving. But I'm also finding that it's critical for me to keep moving, to be able to just keep moving in general. Oh, yeah, be sure to like this video. Thank you. I'll say that in my little closing here. Oh, awesome, Misty. Thanks for the laughs. Yeah, I had a good evening tonight. I was kind of on a roll there. Cindy said it was great. Tom, Mike, and Lee are great too. They are indeed great. Yeah, they're a great group of guys. I know Tom's doing a live cook this Thursday if you're interested in joining that. So with that, I am going to close it for this evening. So like this video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't, subscribe if you know how, and comment down below. Do you find it hard to work through injury? Are you like me and kind of push too hard and risk injuring yourself more, or do you come to a full stop? Hopefully you'll learn to come to a happy medium and show up for yourself at whatever percentage you're at that day. So I hope you all have a great evening. Thank you for joining me this week. I hope you get to catch some of the videos that I get to post of my adventures with Deanna throughout the week. And until next time, I'll see you real soon. Good night, everybody.